Tonight we're going to be talking about trusting God's timing. Um, kind of similar to my previous video, but that was more about being purpose driven and being able to um, know the difference between your purpose and your passion and how to use your passion and turn your passion into purpose. This particular topic is about trusting God's timing for the plan that He has for your life. And so I'm just going to go over a few tips regarding that and how you can stay positive while you're trusting God. While, when you're in your mind, you're thinking, like, God, what's the hold up? Like, what's going on? Like, did you forget about me? Like, what we doing? And so I'm just going to break it down a little bit on how I think that, you can move along in your journey, just still trusting in God. So how to trust in God's timing when your life feels like stagnant. I think one of the biggest things sometimes when we see other people's life progressing, especially people in our age group, like our generation, like we'll see people kind of moving along, maybe getting married, having kids, or if you're more financially driven or purposeful when it comes down to your career, you might notice that your peers are like moving up, climbing the ladder with their careers, and you might be in a stagnant place. And sometimes you might be like, God, like, why is everyone else around me evolving and I still feel like I'm in the same place? Or you might feel like you're progressing, but just not as fast as you thought you might have. My first tip would be to talk to God. Pray, keep it real. I think that God should be your best friend, someone that you feel the most comfortable with. Just have open and honest conversations with God. Share your true emotion with God. Share your frustrations, share your desires, share your hopes and the things that you're looking forward to, and just really open up to God and express to Him, like, this is what I want out of life. Please show me the signs on what it is that you need for me to do to get there. So just having constant communication with God every day, when you wake up in the morning, when you go to sleep, even when you're in the shower, just try to get that communication in with God, because I feel like when you're in communication with God, and you can kind of grow to have an understanding with God, and you'll having a better understanding with God can kind of help give you clarity on what His plan might look like for your life. And that comes with the feeling, that comes with preparation, but I just think prayer definitely does help with that. Like, there might be times, like there's been times in my life where I just felt like conflicted, like I didn't know what to do and I didn't know what was going on in my life. And just praying, I feel like by the next day, in all honesty, sometimes I wake up and I feel like I'll have an answer or an action in my life, something overnight, or something in a matter of days, something would have changed. And I feel like that's trusting God's timing. But just by praying and opening up to God, He'll kind of give you that clarity. And that's something that I truly stand by, because I've witnessed that in my life. Um, Number two, I think this one is difficult. It's something that I actually really do struggle with, and I'm learning to get out of this. It's having gratitude. This one is challenging, but learning to be grateful for where God has you at in life and what He has already given you. And it might seem small, but think about what it was before. It could have been a point where it was nothing, but now it's something. Even though it might not be as big as you envisioned it, it's still greater than what it was. So learning to have gratitude, um, being grateful for whatever it may be. You might have a job and you might feel like you want a better job, a better paying job, but just the fact that you are an employee and you can earn a check. Sometimes we're like, man, I hate that I have to clock into a job every single day. This isn't a way to live. But having gratitude in the fact that you are capable of being able to work, and you're not living off of some people are living off of disability or social security, which nothing is wrong with those things, but there's always someone that probably wish they could be in a situation where they can be independent and be able to earn for themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, or just being grateful. You might not have the car of your dreams, but you might, you know, wish that you had a better vehicle or a more up to date vehicle, but being grateful that you have a car. You know what I'm saying? Like, that you're mobile, that God has gave you accessibility to still be active in the world. Just showing gratitude. I think when you show gratitude, you pay less attention to timing of things, and you're just more, you just, you're processing where you are instead of worrying so much about where you aren't. Um, and that's a part of trusting God. I feel like that's a part of trusting God's timing. It's just being grateful and showing gratitude. And before you know it, you would have evolved. You would have gotten farther in life, because you was able to sit in the appreciation. And I just think that's something very important. That's something that I've struggled with for so long. Being grateful. I'm super humble, but I'm just always being so hard on myself. Always feeling like this isn't enough. I could have did more. I could have more. And it's not to say settle, right? But it's to say just trust God. As long as you're doing the work, He will bless you. Um, Also understanding that our timing and God's timing is different. God God's timing for us, it may seem forever, but to God it could be a day. So just because we may feel like we're ready for something, God knows. He truly knows if we're ready for it or not. So trust His timing, because He has a plan, a strategic plan, a perfect plan for your life. And He can view your life differently than what you may view your life. You understand? Like, He knows clearly, the trajectory of like how your life should go. And He could be saving you from something. He could be protecting you from something. He could be holding you still for a blessing that's to come. So trust His timing, because He's always in perfect timing. You know, like, put your faith in God, and just trust in Him. And also reflect on His faithfulness. Think about the times where He was faithful in your life and how He showed up in your life before. During tragedies or traumatic events or just hardships or struggles, and or just emotional battles or mental health battles, when you felt like you were at your lowest. Think about how He came through for you then. Think about the times where He has always been faithful to you. Why would He give up on you now? Why wouldn't He show up for you now? He showed up for you before in the past. So remember and reflect on all the times He showed up for you, all the times He's been faithful to you in your life. Remember those things, and really believe, like, He wouldn't forsake me. He's always been here. Since He's always been here, this is why I'm still alive to this day. This is why I'm able to still keep going. Even if it's not in your life, think about the life of other people, the people that's closest to you. How He's shown up faithful in the lives of your children or your grandchildren or your parents or whoever it may be. It might not even be you personally, but just reflect on God's faithfulness throughout life and throughout life's experiences, and just know, if He was able to show up all those other times, I should be able to believe that He's going to show up for me in due time when it comes down to my purpose and the things that I may want for myself. Also, I would say, be productive while you wait. Don't wait in sorrow. Don't wait in pain. This is something I had to learn, and it's something that I still struggle with, that I'm learning how to be productive in pain, or how to be productive in disappointment. Just because things are hard, it shouldn't have to be painful. You can live a life of fulfillment while you wait.